South Carolina's going to have to replace Rocket Sanders, and they've got a nice room of running backs from which they can do that. But you're going to need that offensive line to really take another step forward this year and continue to grow. One of the areas, even with the great season, that was less than stellar was the play of the offensive line, and it's got to take another step. We know about Josiah Thompson. Tree Babalade should fit in there somewhere. Obviously, you've got guys like Cam Pringle and Marquis Anderson. Travon Ball is another guy. Jatavius Shivers is a young guy. You're bringing in all these good guys, and then you're also supplementing them with transfers to create competition and older, more experienced players. And so what Lonnie Teasley, with the help of Sean Elliott a little bit, and of course with offensive coach Mike Shula can put together to help those the offensive line be better this year is going to be very important. You got a quarterback we know that can avoid tackles, can create plays on his own, but can you create holes for running backs, whether it is Rasul Faison or Oscar Attaway or Matthew Fuller, whomever it may be, Jarwan Howell? Can you get an offensive line that can create holes and open things up? And that'll be very important. Last night, South Carolina rolls over the Citadel 9-1. Jarvis Evans striking out 6 in 7 innings of work. The Gamecocks being able to jump out to a 3-0 lead. Ethan Petrie hit one somewhere out into the Atlantic Ocean. I guess that's where Joe Riley Park faces. I could be completely wrong. I have no idea. But a 2-run home run to left center early on to get the scoring going. Evan Stone hit a solo shot in the third inning, and that helped as South Carolina got out to an early lead and really was able to roll on. Petrie now 48 career home runs, tied for second with Hank Small. He is 14 home runs away from tying Justin Smoke for the all-time mark. I don't know if any of y'all knew that. I don't know if we've paid. South Carolina baseball has been an odd thing the last few years because I feel like you wanted to get into it, but Mark Kingston kind of didn't allow you to get into it in the manner that you wanted to. And so we've had this great player like Ethan Petrie, and he has 48 home runs. He's tied for second all-time at the University of South Carolina, and he's 14 away from Justin Smoke, which is very doable for the all-time mark. And so I'm not real sure how people would kind of handle that if he were to go and break. Obviously, Justin Smoke, you know about the teams he played on, you know about the career he had in the major leagues, and I'm not sure if we look at Petrie in the same way, shape, or form because his teams haven't been as good. But yet, if you look at his career and what he's on the cusp of doing, very, very solid, very solid.
It was kind of fun to watch. Like Elliott got caught up in an incident on the first lap and had to go to the back and completely made his way through, which at some road courses you would not be able to do that, and he made it back to where he finished fourth. It was really, I think, really good racing. I was cheering for Kyle Busch. He fought Christopher Bell so hard that just kind of used up all of his stuff and just kind of couldn't finish as well. But he still finished fifth, and I'm really hoping to see him get a win this year.
So looking ahead to this week, you just mentioned a mile track here. Let's start with this interesting, but Catherine Legg will be making her debut here on the track. And explain a little bit about this, Jen, because it's really cool. It'll be first time a woman has competed in NASCAR, in a NASCAR race in 7 years. The last do it, Danica Patrick. Yeah,
not a lot of women are in the Cup Series as of yet, and she's run a few Xfinity races and has done, fairly well. But she is one, we see her at the Indy 500 every year. She competes in that. She does a lot of open wheel racing, does a lot of testing in general in different types of cars. So I'm curious to see how she performs, and I'm kind of excited about it.